will be available, and you should follow the directions of your local officials to go to the shelter that fits your needs. Families can go to www.floridadisaster.org/information or -info to learn where shelters are in your area. The state is staging supplies such as meals, shelter support trailers, and water at the State Logistic Resource Center in Central Florida for deployment as needed. We will be pre-positioning these goods once we have a better understanding of the path of the storm. The state is also establishing local points of contact with volunteer organizations to coordinate sheltering and feeding operations. The American Red Cross has also established a disaster relief operation in Orlando. Last night I spoke with U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price, who told me that HHS has disaster medical assistance teams en route to Florida. These rapid response teams aid in the provision of medical care to those who need it after the storm. The Florida Department of Education is in contact with school districts, state colleges, and universities. They will be receiving updates before, during, and after the storm. To find out if your local school district is closing, please visit Florida Department of Education website at www.fldoe.org. At this time, all school districts and colleges are monitoring Irma and her path. For any questions on school closures, please call your superintendent. Lake Okeechobee. I have been in touch with the South Florida Water Management District and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to discuss Lake Okeechobee water levels and the Herbert Dike. I will be speaking with them again later today. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the South Florida Water Management District have begun lowering water levels in Lake Okeechobee as well as the surrounding canals and moving as much water as possible to tide and south through flood control structures throughout its flood control system in preparation for the storm. Routine inspections of the Herbert Dike are taking place, and additional inspections will begin once the lake approaches 17 feet. The lake level right now is 13.68 feet. We've seen reports on the news of grocery stores being out of water. Members of the media, we ask that you partner with us to identify areas of need and report any confirmed shortages to the State Emergency Operations Center by calling 850-921-0217. If you'll call, we will work with our retailers to get to make sure they're getting the supplies back as quickly as possible. Yesterday, I signed a state of emergency and rescinded all weight and driver restrictions for highways. This allows us to get all the resources we need into our state. This includes bottled water and non-perishable foods. While retailers are working as quickly as possible to fill grocery shelves with water and other emergency resources, we ask that you prepare. But as you prepare, be considerate of your neighbors. Take what you need, but only what you need. We have been in touch with retailers, and more supplies are on the way. If you visited the store yesterday and found a shortage, you should go back today to get your supplies once everything has been replenished. Fuel availability. The state is monitoring fuel assistance requests and has contacted emergency fuel and equipment providers for status of emergency fuel supply and equipment. We're moving as much fuel through the system as fast as possible. And our waivers on truck weight restrictions and driver hours are helping move fuel so we can get it to you quickly. While the state is working as quickly as possible to bring fuel to communities, again, be considerate of your neighbors. Take what you need to evacuate. Don't take extra. State offices in Maroon County are closed today until further notice. State office closures in other counties will follow the direction of county officials and will be announced as they are determined. I've directed state offices in 67 counties to be closed on Friday. We now need volunteers. That's what our biggest need is right now. I encourage all Floridians that can volunteer to do so to help prepare and respond to this storm. Floridians can go to www.volunteerflorida.org to sign up for volunteer opportunities. Volunteers make a huge difference in these emergencies and help with shelters, food distribution, and response efforts. Your efforts could make the difference a family needs to get through this storm. In Florida, we prepare for potential storms all year, and Irma is no different. Every family needs to have a plan, have a disaster preparedness kit, and be ready today. Do not sit and wait. Prepare right now. Don't watch the path. Assume right now it's going to impact the entire state. For details on how to create a personalized plan, visit www.floridadisaster.org/get-a-plan. If you need to fill your prescriptions, do it today. You can fill them early at your local pharmacy so you're prepared. We are working closely with our federal and local partners to make sure our communities have all the resources they need. Yesterday, President Trump approved my request to declare a pre-landfall emergency for the entire state of Florida,